Shalom, sweetest friends. There is a great deal to say on why we call this Shabbat HaGadol. And Shabbat HaGadol can come about, or the name could come about from various actions that either the Jews took or the Egyptians took, and the response God made. But as a scriptural proof, where do we first see? So in this week's Torah portion, in Parshat Tzav, in the Haftorah, we are going to be reading from the third parak of Malachi. And in the third parak of Malachi, if you look at parak Chaf Gimel and parak Chaf Daled, the end of the book, you'll see that there's a source, a verse that indicates that this is going to be a great day, where we derive this word of Yom HaGadol. So if you'll take a look with me at parak Gimel, pasuk Chaf Daled, we have that famous song that all of us love to sing in yeshiva. Hine anochi sholeach lachem es Eliyahu hanavi lifnei bo yom Adonai hagadol v'hanora. That woe, behold, I'll send you Elijah or Eliyahu. I'll send you Eliyahu the prophet before the coming of the great and awesome day of Hashem. And so here you see that it says Yom Hashem hagadol v'hanora. So from here we see the verse that speaks out why we call this Shabbat HaGadol. But it is quite interesting when we take a look at Rashi and we can learn a lesson for what we will be doing or what this time signifies. And the comment of Rashi on Pasuk Chaf Gimel, there isn't one. But when it comes to Pasuk Chaf Daled, we'll read that together, we see that there is quite a beautiful message. So just to translate what Chaf Gimel was for a second, once again, behold, I'll send you Eliyahu the prophet before the coming of the great and awesome day of Hashem. And that follows with Veheshiv leiv avot al banim, v'leiv banim al avotam, pen avo vehiketi et haaretz cherem. So that is that, and he will turn back. Who's going to turn back? Let's see. He will turn back the hearts of the fathers with the sons, and the hearts of the sons with their fathers, at the end, lest I come and strike the land with utter destruction. So who's going to come and strike the land with utter destruction? If this whole thing is about fathers coming to their sons and sons being able to come back to their fathers, so one of them is going to do the destruction, the sons are going to do the destruction, the fathers, clearly it's Hashem. So who are they coming back to? They're coming back to Hashem. And we see that Rashi is speaking exactly about that. If you see the Rashi, Dibor Amaskal Veheshiv Leiv Avot, that they're returning that he may turn the heart of the father back. It's talking about the son, that he's going to turn the heart of the father back. To who? Rashi tells us, La Kadosh Baruch Hu, to the Holy One, blessed be He. So it's not that, so you'll see in like his orarus, you're going to see that the children, they're causing their parents, or causing the father to turn back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's one. The next Rashi is quite incredible. So on the same pasuk, if we look at the Rashi, simple Dibor Amaskil, Al Banim, it says, Al Yedei Banim, Yomar Lebanim Derech Ahava V'Ratzon L'chu V'Dibru El Avotechem. So that literally, through the children, he will say to the children affectionately and appeasingly, go and speak to your fathers to adopt the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, la'achuz derachei hamakom, to take hold of, to seize the way of Hashem. V'chein leiv banim al avotechem, and it will be in that way that the heart of the children will be through their fathers. So interesting. We're talking about a state of redemption. Who does Rashi quote says this? He says, Kach shamati mishmo shel Rav Menachem. So I heard this from Rav Menachem. Clearly there was a Rav Menachem back then, but we have our ideas of who Rav Menachem is now. And he goes on to say that the sages, that the Chachamim, he says, "V'rabotenu darshuhu b'Masechet Edios," that in Masechet Edios the Chachamim have an explanation, l'shum shalom ba'olam, that he will come to make peace in the world. So it is the calling forth, it is the actions and the arousal of the children that will stir the fathers to come and move their hearts, draw them closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we see that Rashi took quite a liberal stance here. He took quite a liberal stance because on simply the word al, when it says "V'leiv banim al avotam," that the heart of the sons on the fathers, he translates al to mean al yedei, by the means of. And who is it going to be al yedei? Who are they going to? It's by the means of their sons. And who's it going to be towards? It's going to be towards the Holy One, blessed be He, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I think that's quite an amazing thing, that Rashi can look into the pasuk and read the words, and it's not something that he's just pulling out there. He's looking at the words and seeing that the end of the verse is speaking about a time of destruction if they don't turn their hearts. So who's the one that's going to cause a time of destruction? This has to be Hashem. So the verse is speaking about Hashem. The verse is speaking about a time that we can come close to Hashem. And as such, we are coming closer and closer to the time of redemption. We should look upon each other, fathers to sons, sons to fathers, and bring back God in our lives more than ever, stronger than ever. The Geula should come. B'mehera b'yameinu. Amen.